Hello everybody and welcome to A-Click Network. I'm Reload and today we're going to be looking at the matchup of TvZ. Recently, TvZ has been a matchup that has generated a lot of rage, a lot of depression, and even switching of races. Even for the pros, the general win-to-loss ratio is extremely low for Terran players. The reason for that is that all Zerg need to do is make queens to defend themselves early on, and they can go up to 70, 80 drones with being completely safe. And there's almost no way to punish it. Zergs are saying it's just because we haven't figured out the current metagame and how to punish it, but really there is an imbalance in this matchup right now. I'm going to show you the build I've been having the most success with and tell you how to do it. So I'm a Masters player, so is this guy. We're both mid-high Masters-ish. I think he was top 8, I was top 25, so... So a bit of refinement, rally your 14th SCV down to your natural to go 15 CC. It should line up pretty perfectly, if you mine the minerals, of course, first. Then you take your 16th SCV, and you rally it to the supply depot. I kind of messed up here. Oh yeah, I got it in time. You rally it there to make your racks on 17. Then you make your gas on 17. And then you just make an 18 depot. And then you just keep making SCVs. It's pretty simple. The basic premise you should remember is that it is 15 CC, 16 racks, 17 gas, 18 depot. You can worry about the refinement later. As soon as you're going to build your OC on 19 and your second OC on 20. Boom, 2 OCs super fast. Usually, all Zergs are going to be doing this kind of opening, where they're going to go 15 hatch, 15 pool, I think, and then no gases, and then that allows them to get all their queens up. If you see something funky like early gas, you can be expecting a baneling bust early on, so just wall off earlier than you normally would. So after this, it's just constant SCVs and Marines, and then as soon as you get 100 gas, as soon as you get the money, you lay down that factory. And then as soon as you can, lay down the reactor. Usually you can only get 2 Marines out, unless you're really on top of your timings, you can sometimes get 3. So now you're just going to be constantly building SCVs. Should always be building. Super important. Then you're going, oh, sorry, completely messed up there. At 5:30, 5 minutes and 30 seconds, get 2 more racks down. It should line up pretty perfectly. And then swap these 2 as soon as you can. And then just start constant hellion production. Here's the first bit of variation. You can, from this build, you're going to be doing a timing push, and then you're going to be following it up with a either bio play or tank marine play. If you want to do marine tank play, you're going to get 1 tech lab and 2 reactors. I'm going to go bio this game, so I'm going to get 2 tech labs and 1 reactor, as you can see. Constant hellion production and get out on the map. If you don't get out, if you do not get out on the map, you're not going to know when that famous build is going to be coming. That Stefano popularized, the Roach Baneling bust, which, as you can see, he's going to be doing later on. In about 7 minutes, you're going to get down these 2 engineering bays. At the choke if you want. They don't have to be there, but I prefer them there in case of busts, which is what's coming. And then you're also going to get your 2 gas geysers. Yes, you do not have the one in your main. You can put a gas there and a gas there, but personally I like psyching out Zergs and putting both the gas there, so he thinks I'm going up to fast 4 gas, when really I'm not. Then you're just going to get stim, combat, shield, Marines, Marauders, and Hellions, and just keep up the production and mine gas. You're going to be hitting a stim 1-1 timing push with a bunch of Hellions, Marines, and Marauders. I'm out on the map with these Hellions, just to kind of see what's going on, and I see roaches. So the first thing I'm thinking is like, okay, well, he has a lot of roaches for so early on, so I know he's doing a bust. So I lay down a bunch of bunkers, not in the best position. This is good because it's a nice little choke for Zerglings. And I should have another bunker here, which I think I get down. No, I never get it down, actually. So this is a really hard push to hold, normally. And it's something that all Terran players hate a lot, because they can take their 3rd base and still do this push, and we won't have any idea. They can instantly switch to an all-in mode if they see us being greedy. The great thing about this build is that it's greedy, but it's also safe. You can see this is a really strong push. There's 12 banelings, looks like 10 roaches, I don't know, I can press that button, 9 roaches. So it's a pretty strong bust. I mean, he did it pretty bad, but I'm not too prepared. You can see I don't have that many units, and I also lost 4 hellions over there. It looks like I'm in a pretty bad position, but I have a good enough wall in and a strong enough army that I actually have no problem holding this at all. I get a decent split, not an amazing split, but decent enough that the banelings really don't do anything. And even when his zerglings come in, there's almost nothing left of his army. And I have hellions out still, so the zerglings just end up dying. So I'm in a great position, even though he did kill several SCVs, 4, 5, I'm in a fantastic position still. I have a good army, 1-1's about to finish, so I can still do my timing push. I have enough money to get my 3rd down. So I think I'm in a great position right now. My push is a little bit delayed now. Normally I would be at his base right now attacking him. The reason that the push hits so hard is not only because 1-1 Marines are great versus 0-0 Lings, but also about at 10 minutes and 30 seconds is when they're going to be trying to transition into lair tech from hatchery tech, which means they're going to have a minimal amount of zerglings, roaches, or banelings out because they're going to be wanting to get out those mutalisks or those infestors. So the timing hits really hard. Normally I should be at his base right now attacking him, and you can see he has really nothing. I mean, sure, he would have a little bit more if he didn't do that all in, but still, you can see it would be strong. So, my push is delayed, whatever. And behind this push, you're going to... This is kind of a mistake. Usually when you're pushing out, you're going to get a 3rd, lift this factory, and put the starport on it, and then also lay down your armory. If you want to do mech play, then you can just make that a tech lab. I keep using it for hellions for some reason, though. But as you can see, I'm getting my armory, my starport, and I think I put my 3rd here for the choke in just a second. Yeah, there it is. So as you're pushing out, you're going to get a starport, an armory, and a 3rd. So unfortunately, this push does not go as I want it to. As you can see, he's making a ton of banelings. And engaging up a ramp is definitely not the funnest thing in the world. So instead I just go make him cancel his 3rd, which is okay, I guess. But I'm not happy with the damage I've done, and I can't engage up a ramp versus banelings, and he engages into me when I'm clumped up and in a terrible position to fight banelings. He surrounds me, I can't really spread anymore, and he gets a decently cost-efficient trade. I definitely should have destroyed him, but it is what it is. That should have been a lot more significantly in my favor. So yeah, I keep making hellions for some reason. I really should stop and just get into medevac production, but for some reason I keep making hellions, which you can do. You don't have to, but you can. And then from this point, you just need to stay active on the map. Keeping him on 2 bases is probably the best thing you can do. Letting him get a 3rd base is okay, but letting him get past 4 bases is not good. You can't let that happen. If you let that happen, he's going to be able to tech switch in the late game. Broodlord Ultra all day, and you can't do anything about it. So you cannot let him get a 4th base. If you do, you lose. So you have to stay super aggressive on the map with your units while you keep macroing behind it, making all your units at home, making your Marines, your Marauders, getting your upgrades. A little tip, what I do more often is I put all my buildings on the same hotkey, my racks, my factories, my starports, and my engineering bays. And if you just you can just press tab to go in between them, and then you'll never miss an upgrade because you'll see when they're when these are blank. You'll be like, oh, time to start another upgrade, etc., etc. It's very helpful. So at this point, I'm slowly trading more and more cost efficiently. These banelings hit pretty hard, as you can see. Another little trick, which I didn't do this game, is to put your Marines on a separate hotkey and just micro them while the Marauders take the hits from the banelings and the lings, because they're super tanky. It's exactly what they're supposed to do. So, I mean, I definitely could have traded better here. I traded pretty poorly, but it is what it is. As you can see, the Zerg's getting a little more close to me in the resources lost tab, which is not good, but I'm starting to get my medevacs out. My money gets a little ridiculously high here. That should never happen. you should always make your raxes in advance, so you can instantly be spending all your money, but I delay it quite a bit. A little trick when you're going into the late game is never put an add-on on your raxes. As soon as you see ultras, you can just put on 10 tech labs and just make marauders. But if you make reactors, you're pretty much screwed. So personally, I just keep all the raxes add-onless and just make a ton of racks. Sure, it's not very effective cost-wise, but it's very helpful, and it's just kind of a style I've adapted to. It also allows you to instantly make units out of the racks instead of waiting another 50 or 25 seconds for the add-ons to finish. So, just keep pushing out with better upgrades, with better army. Now I have 4 medevacs and I'm almost 2-2. The second upgrade was delayed a little bit, but it is what it is. He's only on +1 attack right now. He might have forgot to start the Carapace for some reason because he has 2 evos. But at this point, when he's 0-1 and I'm 1-2, there is really no way he can trade cost efficiently. And now, just now, he is getting his layer tech stuff out because he delayed himself because of the all-in. So there's nothing he can do really. I've traded too cost efficiently all game, and that's the end of the game. I kill his third, and he GG's out because he can't really do anything to stop my constant unit production. As the game goes on, you just need to add on more bases, more racks, and just keep going, or more factories if you're going biomech. I would suggest bio because right now tanks are pretty bad, just because they can get such a fast army up. Tanks are really good for one big engagement in the mid game, but they're not very good for constant unit flow, which is what Zergs can do now because of their great economy. So that's the premise of the build. Just remember, it's CC first into 1 factory, 3 racks, and 2 engineering bays, into 3rd starport and more racks. The timings of these 2 racks are at 5:30. The timing of these 2 engineering bays are at 7 minutes. Those are the most crucial things. These add-ons can vary. The time you take your starport can vary. Everything else can vary. But the important thing is that CC first, 5:30, 2 more racks, 7 minutes, 2 engineering bays. Good luck, have fun. I hope you enjoyed this. See you around, guys.